Welcome to the Privacy News Online Weekly Recap, where we bring you the latest privacy news stories from around the world. My name is Brian Tong, and I'm your host. Without further ado, here's the latest from Privacy News Online. Zoom won't offer end-to-end encryption to free users as a way to cooperate with law enforcement. After all of Zoom's privacy and security woes, CEO Eric Yuan said something on their first quarter earnings call that really caught our attention. Zoom will only offer end-to-end encrypted video calls to enterprise users, not free users, to help the FBI in case a user uses Zoom for a bad purpose. Now, without end-to-end encryption, it's easier for free users to have their video calls spied on. The DEA has been granted permission to conduct secret surveillance on protesters. The Drug Enforcement Agency is aiming their surveillance powers on peaceful protesters for 2 weeks. The agency, which, as the name suggests, is only supposed to enforce drug-related crimes, has been granted temporary permission by the Department of Justice to get involved with the ongoing George Floyd protests. Everything from undercover agents to cell phone surveillance is now on the table to be used against protesters with this gross overstep of federal power. Government drone was caught flying over the protests in Minneapolis. Surveillance isn't just on the ground. A journalist used public aircraft tracking data to reveal that an unarmed Predator drone belonging to Customs and Border Protection flew over Minneapolis on May 29th to provide live video of the protests. So far, the Customs Agency has refused to admit what part of the government asked for the military aircraft to be used domestically. The House Committee on Oversight Reform has opened an inquiry into the use of the Predator drone on peaceful protesters. Google faces class action lawsuit for tracking incognito internet use. A $5 billion lawsuit has been filed against Google for tracking people's private internet activity. Now, according to the lawsuit, even when you tell Google you don't want to be tracked by using the Chrome browser's incognito mode, Google is still tracking your internet activity because they analyze it from the website's end using Google Analytics. Research paper warns of Cambridge Analytica-like privacy risks in G Suite marketplace apps. It's been 2 years since Cambridge Analytica used the Facebook API to harvest potential information from Facebook users in the biggest Facebook leak in history. A new research paper warns that G Suite marketplace apps have similar privacy risks. Unverified apps could use the Google API to access and use your private information stored with Google. What information do most people keep with Google? Well, let's think. Contact lists, calendar, emails, personal photos? Yeah, that would be bad. Google is researching privacy-preserving federated analytics. Hey, it's not all bad privacy news from Google this week. Google's artificial intelligence division is working on something called federated analytics. Federated analytics is built off of federated learning, a way that Google developers have started training machine learning models with information that never leaves the user's device. For example, this is how Google's Now Playing functionality lets you use your phone to figure out what music is playing without sending an audio recording to Google HQ. Brazil is trying to pass a fake news law that would limit privacy and freedom. The Brazilian Senate is currently rushing through a new law that is meant to stop the spread of fake news in the country. The fake news law would make private messaging apps and social media platforms require users to upload pictures of their ID. The law would also force the apps to retain information on who forwarded what chain message to who for an entire year. Sorry, Nigerian princes, but that means such apps wouldn't be able to offer end-to-end encryption anymore. Instead of getting rid of fake news, what this law would really do is severely limit privacy and freedom of speech. Now you're up to date on the latest privacy news. Privacy News Online is brought to you by Private Internet Access, the award-winning, no-log VPN service who reminds you to always use protection. Sign up now using the link below, where you can also find a link to learn more about all the stories in this week's Privacy News Online. Thanks for watching. I'm Brian Tong, and we'll see you next week.